Every day, your mind faces thousands of thoughts. Some lift you up, others tear you down. What if you could take control and train your mind to win, no matter the challenges you face? Imagine waking up with a clear sense of confidence and calm, ready to handle whatever comes your way. This isn't about luck or talent. It's about a simple, powerful way to build your inner strength every single day. The truth is, your thoughts shape your reality more than you realize. The good news? You can change those thoughts, starting right now. In this video, you'll discover how to use your own voice to build unstoppable confidence and break free from doubt. Stick around, because what you're about to learn will transform how you think, feel, and act, helping you win in life, day after day. Let's get started. Number 1, own your morning thoughts and drive purposeful actions today. You wake up in the morning and for a few seconds your mind is quiet. Then suddenly, thoughts start flooding in. Some are old, some are new, and many of them don't serve you. Maybe it's regret from yesterday. Maybe it's worry about what might go wrong today. Or maybe it's that voice that tells you you're not ready. That voice isn't yours. It's a habit, a pattern, a cycle that has played too many times. And if you don't take control of it right now, it's going to run your whole day. Again, just like it did yesterday. Your mind is the first battlefield. And if you don't win there, you don't win anywhere else. You don't win in your work. You don't win in your relationships. You don't win in your goals. That's the truth. And it's hard. It's hard because nobody teaches you that the first thing you need to conquer each morning isn't your inbox. It's your thoughts. It's your attitude. It's your internal direction. So you have to start with ownership. The kind of ownership that says, I'm responsible for how I feel this morning. I'm responsible for what I think. I'm responsible for what happens next. Not your boss, not your parents, not the economy, not the government. You, when you wake up, you get about 10 minutes before your brain starts running on autopilot. And those first 10 minutes, they shape your entire day. Because whatever you focus on first, your brain holds on to it like a blueprint. It'll search for proof to match it. You feel anxious, you'll find things to stay anxious about. You feel behind, you'll see the day as too fast, too short, too much. You feel unworthy. You'll notice all the ways you think you're falling short. But what if instead of reaching for your phone and checking someone else's life, you stopped and told yourself, this is my morning. I'm not reacting today. I'm leading today. That's not just a motivational line. That's a standard, a rule, a discipline. And discipline is not just about doing hard things. It's about doing the right things at the right time, especially when no one is watching. Discipline starts with deciding who is in charge of your thoughts. That's what separates people who drift through life from people who drive their life forward. And that separation, it's not luck. It's not genetics. It's not talent. It's morning ownership. Most people wake up and start reacting. Emails, notifications, news. They give their attention away before they even take their first full breath. They're already falling behind, already comparing, already frustrated. And then they wonder why they feel so out of control by noon, why they feel so drained, why they never seem to get ahead. It's because they handed over the steering wheel first thing in the morning. And if you want to win your life, you've got to stop doing that. You've got to wake up and ask yourself one question. What kind of day do I want to create today? Not what kind of day do I expect? Not what kind of day do I hope for? What kind of day will I build with my own hands, with my own energy, with my own attitude? You don't need a big to-do list. You need big clarity. You need intention. You need presence. Before you do anything, you need to train your mind to ask what matters most right now. Because the mind will wander. It always does. But if you teach it what to come back to, it becomes your greatest ally. It becomes your weapon. It becomes your edge. Own your mornings, and your mind starts listening to you again. It starts trusting your leadership. Start simple. Don't overcomplicate this. Just take 5 minutes. Sit still. No noise. No phone. No pressure. Just silence. And ask yourself, what do I want from today? Not in a vague, fluffy way. Get real with it. Do I want to feel strong, focused, grateful, productive? Then decide on 3 small actions that reflect that. If you say you want to feel focused, maybe the first action is no phone until 10 a.m. If you say you want to feel grateful, maybe the first action is writing down 3 things you already have. Not things you wish for, things you already have. If you want to feel productive, maybe you list 1 task you've been putting off and promise to do it before lunch. You don't need 1,000 things. You need the right things. The problem is, most people wake up and chase the wrong energy. They chase urgency. They chase speed. They chase noise. But they don't chase peace. They don't chase clarity. They don't chase presence. And those are the things that win the day. I've seen it time and time again. People with so much potential, but no direction. People with big goals, but no internal structure. People who want success, but haven't learned how to control their thoughts for more than 10 minutes. And I'll tell you this, until you control your inner world, your outer world will always be in chaos. It's not enough to be motivated once in a while. You've got to build mental habits, daily ones, consistent ones, unshakable ones. The kind of habits that don't care how you feel, because they're rooted in what you've decided matters. Train your mind to check in with itself first. Ask yourself, am I leading right now, or am I reacting? That one question can save your focus. It can save your progress. It can save your energy. You have to protect your mornings, like your life depends on it, because it does. Your direction, your decisions, your mindset, they all start there. And if your mornings are sloppy, your outcomes will be sloppy. Don't wait until 3 p.m. to find your confidence. Build it when you open your eyes. Don't wait until Friday to feel progress. Build it before the sun comes up. Don't wait for motivation. Build discipline. And discipline starts with what you do when no one is watching. No applause. No feedback. Just you and your mind. Ask yourself, what thoughts am I allowing to live rent-free in my head this morning? Are they building me, or are they breaking me? Are they driving me, or are they draining me? And here's the truth. Nobody's coming to think for you. Nobody's going to step into your mind and fix the clutter. That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's your challenge. And when you start rising to that challenge, every single day, without skipping, you become unstoppable. Not because life gets easier, but because your mind gets stronger. Your mind becomes clear, sharp, calm, powerful. That's what winning looks like. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's steady. It's consistent. It's internal. You win the day when you own the morning. You win the day when you say, no, I'm not feeding that fear today. You win the day when you say, that regret from yesterday doesn't belong in today's plan. You win the day when you stop running from your goals and start running toward them, one decision at a time. And the first decision always starts with your mind. You can train it, or you can be trained by the noise around you. But you can't do both. So what will it be? Will you wake up tomorrow and think the same old thoughts, feel the same old emotions, do the same old things, and end up with the same old results? Or will you stand up, take a deep breath, and take full control of your morning thoughts, so your day works for you, not against you? That decision is yours, and it has to be made daily. No breaks, no excuses, no hesitation. You've got dreams, big ones, goals that scare you, visions that keep you awake at night, and you won't reach them unless your mind is trained to show up on command. So start tomorrow like this. No phone, no news, just silence, stillness, clarity. Ask yourself what you want. Set your intention, then act on it. If it's strength you want, choose the hard thing first. If it's peace you want, stay still and breathe before you move. If it's focus you want, cut off the distractions. But don't give your morning away. Own it. Own it like your future depends on it, because it does. People who win aren't lucky. They're disciplined. People who rise don't wait for someone to rescue them. They rescue themselves with structure, with decisions, with clarity, and with mindset. That's the real secret. And it all starts before the world even knows you're awake. Train your mind first. Win the day after. Number 2, build mental strength immediately through daily intentional focus exercises. Most people are weak because they've never trained their minds to be strong. They wake up, they follow the noise. They live distracted, they go to bed tired, and they call that a normal day. But that's not a life. That's survival. And the reason so many people feel stuck is because they've built habits that weaken their focus. You can't stay clear when everything around you pulls you in different directions. You can't feel powerful when your mind is fogged by junk. You can't build anything meaningful if your attention breaks every 5 minutes. You want to feel better? Build a stronger mind. You want more confidence? Strengthen your mental focus. You want to grow? Stop scrolling and start locking in. You don't need more motivation. You need discipline. You need control. You need intentional focus exercises every single day. Your mind can either lead you or lose you. That's a brutal truth. And the only way to take back your life is to take back your attention. If you don't train your mind to focus, the world will train it to scatter. And once that happens, you'll spend your life reacting instead of leading. Right now, think about how often you're pulled away from what matters. You sit down to do something important. 5 minutes in, you check a message. Then you get a notification. Then your thoughts drift. Then you scroll. An hour disappears. And nothing meaningful gets done. Not because you're lazy, not because you're not capable, but because you've never been taught how to build mental strength. You can go to the gym every day and still live mentally weak. Physical strength doesn't fix mental clutter. Only one thing does: daily focus training, intentional, clear, disciplined. Focus isn't a gift. It's not something you're born with. It's built, earned, forged, and it's fragile. One day of distraction can undo a week of progress. That's how powerful your attention is. People who rise in life aren't more talented. They're more focused. They cut the noise. They guard their time. They protect their energy. They choose what to give their thoughts to. They don't scroll aimlessly. They don't multitask. They don't dilute their purpose. They build a mental world that serves their future, not one that destroys their progress. You want results? Focus. You want change? Focus. You want peace? Focus. You can't do that in a reactive life. You can only do that through daily practice, not once a week, not when you feel like it. Every day. Here's what most people get wrong. They think focus is just about paying attention. But that's only the start. Real focus is about control. It's about choosing what stays in your mind and what gets kicked out. It's about directing your energy to what builds you, not what drains you. You're not just thinking, you're filtering. You're not just reacting, you're leading. Start small, but start sharp. First thing in the morning, before the world gets to you, take 5 minutes. Sit down. Breathe. Set one clear focus for the day. Not 5. 1. What's the most important task that will move your life forward today? Get specific. Get real. And then build everything around that. Block out time. Turn off distractions. Protect it like your life depends on it, because your future does. Every time you train your mind to come back to that focus, you get stronger. It's a rep, like a muscle. Every time you stop yourself from switching tasks, that's a rep. Every time you finish what you started without grabbing your phone, that's a rep. Every time you ignore a distraction, that's a rep. And over time, those reps build discipline. That discipline becomes power. That power becomes freedom. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from regret. Freedom from wasted days. But if you don't do this work, you'll keep living the same loop. A week will pass, then a month, then a year. And you'll look back and realize you were busy the whole time, but never truly present. That's the cost of distraction. It robs you of your life quietly, minute by minute. You don't notice it until it's too late. Mental strength doesn't come from wishing. It comes from showing up every day, even when it's boring, especially when it's boring. The real work happens when no one is clapping, when there's no reward yet, when there's no quick result. That's when your mind gets built. When you don't feel like it, but you do it anyway. You've got to create rituals that build you, not habits that numb you. Start by removing digital junk. Unfollow the noise. Clear the apps you never use. Turn off the non-essential notifications. Stop reacting to every buzz like it's urgent. It's not. If it matters, it will still matter later. Your peace matters more. Then train with presence. Pick a task. Set a timer. 0 distractions. Focus until the timer ends. even if it's just 15 minutes. That's how you start. That's how you learn to stay in control. That's how you stop quitting on yourself. Every time it gets hard, your emotions will scream for comfort. Your habits will beg you to give in. But you don't listen to that voice anymore. You've outgrown it. You've outgrown weak thinking. You've outgrown shallow energy. You've outgrown wasting hours that you can never get back. If you don't protect your focus, nobody else will. The world wants your attention for profit, but you need your attention for purpose. That's the difference between being used and being in control. This isn't about being perfect. You'll slip. You'll get distracted. You'll lose focus sometimes. That's okay. What matters is that you notice it and come back. Every time you return, you get stronger. Every time you refocus, you build trust in yourself. That's how you build the kind of mind that doesn't fold under pressure. The kind of mind that keeps going when it gets tough. Mental strength isn't loud. It's quiet confidence. It's that inner fire that says, I'm in charge now. I'm not giving my energy to useless things. I'm not chasing comfort. I'm chasing growth. And growth always costs focus. You can't have both. You can't grow and stay distracted. You have to pick every day. So pick growth. Build a daily routine that trains your attention. Read 10 pages with full presence. Write down your thoughts without rushing. Do one thing with your whole mind, not half of it. Show up for yourself when it's inconvenient, because that's where strength is built, in inconvenience. Too many people live with a scattered mind and wonder why their lives feel so unstable. It's because they're pulled by everything and grounded by nothing. Don't be one of them. Create space in your day for stillness, not noise, not scrolling. Stillness, clarity, reflection. Give your brain a chance to reset. Give your thoughts time to settle. That space is where your next breakthrough lives. And then use it. Use it to ask better questions. What am I giving my energy to that isn't worth it? What can I remove to gain back my peace? Who drains my attention without bringing value to my life? Start cutting. Start simplifying. Start focusing. Like your time matters. Because it does. You don't need 100 steps. You need one step, done fully. Focus is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. If you build it strong enough, nothing can shake you. You've got goals that require your full attention. You've got dreams that need mental strength. You've got a life that won't reach its potential unless you train your mind to serve you, not sabotage you. So train it every day, every hour, every decision. Choose what deserves your focus and walk away from everything else. This is how you build mental strength. Not by talking about it, not by watching videos, by doing the work. So do the work. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, build the kind of mind that doesn't break when life gets loud. Because when you control your focus, you control your future. Number 3, demand clarity on your goals and pursue them relentlessly. Most people wander through life hoping things will somehow fall into place. But hope is not a strategy, and success doesn't come to the unclear. The reason so many people feel lost, stuck, or constantly behind isn't because they're incapable. It's because they've never made a real decision about what they truly want. They've never demanded clarity from themselves. They've never stood up and said, this is the life I will build, and nothing will stop me. They float. They wait. They try things halfway, and they wonder why nothing changes. Clarity is not optional. It's survival. In a world full of noise, distraction, and endless options, if you don't know exactly what you're chasing, you'll end up chasing nothing. If your goals are vague, your life will be too. If your direction isn't defined, every small setback will feel like the end. But when you know what you want, when you're laser clear on your mission, then every day has meaning. Every action has weight. Every moment becomes an opportunity to move closer. That's what separates the focused from the frustrated, the fulfilled from the forgotten, the doers from the dreamers. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's clarity backed by relentless action. So ask yourself right now, what do you really want? Not what sounds nice, not what impresses others, not what's safe, but what you want at your core. What kind of life pulls you? What kind of work would make you proud to wake up early and stay up late? What legacy do you want to build? What standards are you ready to commit to? Not just when it's convenient, but every single day. You can't hit a target you can't see. And too many people set goals like throwing darts in the dark. No aim, no detail, no urgency, just hope and vague intentions. And then they wonder why they stay in the same place year after year. If you want to grow, you have to demand more from yourself than that. You need to get brutally honest about your future. What do you want to accomplish in the next 6 months? In the next 5 years? What skills do you need to develop? What habits need to be destroyed? What routines need to be locked in? Write it down, not in your mind, on paper. Because writing forces you to think clearly. It removes the fog. It forces precision. Clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from making decisions. It comes from saying, this is my goal. This is my standard. This is the result I'm after. And I'm not stopping until I get it. That mindset changes everything. Because now, every choice you make either moves you closer or further from your goal. You stop wasting time. You stop doing things that drain you. You stop spending your energy on people who don't align with where you're going. Your life gets sharper. Your purpose gets louder. And your results get real. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to have all the answers right now. What you need is absolute clarity on the outcome you want. That's the compass. That's the fire that keeps you moving when you're tired. That's what turns hard work into obsession. That's what builds relentless discipline. And once you have that clarity, you pursue it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Your future depends on the actions you take now. Your potential depends on your current discipline. Your peace depends on your direction. Without it, you'll always be at the mercy of circumstances. With it, you become the force that shapes your reality. But here's the truth. Clarity without commitment is useless. Once you know what you want, you have to go after it with everything you've got. You don't just talk about it. You don't just think about it. You live it. You organize your day around it. You build routines that support it. You sacrifice the things that don't align. You stay focused even when the excitement fades. You show up even when you don't feel like it. Most people lose momentum not because the goal isn't right, but because they never made a real decision to pursue it. They dip their toes in. They play safe. They change directions when it gets hard. And every time they quit, they weaken their self-belief. Every time they give in to comfort, they move further from their vision. That's the cost of half-hearted effort. You don't just lose time, you lose trust in yourself. And without that trust, it's hard to build anything real. That's why relentless pursuit matters. Because when you follow through, when you do what you said you would, your identity starts to shift. You become someone who finishes, someone who doesn't flinch under pressure, someone who creates momentum instead of waiting for it. And that changes everything. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the right moment. You create the moment. You become the clarity. You build the drive. Right now, look at your life. What goal have you been putting off? What dream have you watered down to fit someone else's expectations? What fire have you allowed to go cold? Reignite it. But this time, don't just get excited. Get committed. Make a list. Define the goal in detail. What does it look like? What does it require? What's the timeline? What actions do you need to take this week? This month? Break it down. Make it real. Then move. Stop seeking motivation. Build systems. Create structure. Track your progress. Hold yourself accountable. Review your results. And when you slip, which you will, don't spiral. Refocus. Learn. Adjust. Get back in the fight. That's what relentless pursuit looks like. It's not about hype. It's about daily discipline. It's about showing up when it's boring. It's about holding the vision when nobody else believes in it. It's about being your own fuel when there's no one clapping. It's about moving forward no matter what stands in your way. There's a version of your life that you haven't seen yet. A level of impact, fulfillment, and peace that's waiting for you on the other side of clarity. But you'll never get there if you keep avoiding the work. If you keep letting comfort win. If you keep telling yourself there's more time. Time is the one thing you don't control. The only thing you do control is how you use it. So use it well. You can't keep waiting for life to feel easier. You need to get stronger. You need to get clearer. You need to get relentless. Because your goals won't chase you. you have to chase them. And once you decide, really decide, there's no going back. You're not dabbling anymore. You're not hoping anymore. You're not asking for permission anymore. You're building. You're growing. You're moving forward with intention, with urgency, and with clarity. That's how lives get changed. That's how greatness is built. That's how you stop existing and start living. So demand clarity, define your direction, and pursue it with everything you've got. Because this is your time, and your future is waiting. Number 4. Sharpen your mind by embracing challenge without hesitation right now. If you want to break free from the fog of doubt and the chains of comfort, the single most powerful move you can make is to face a challenge right now, without hesitation, without excuses, without waiting for the right moment. Because the truth is, your mind is a muscle that grows stronger only when stretched. When you avoid difficulty, you weaken yourself. But when you lean into struggle, when you say yes to the hard path, something incredible happens. Your mind sharpens. Your confidence deepens. Your resilience ignites. Think about it. Every moment you spend avoiding a challenge is a moment you give your fear control. Every time you say, I'll do it later, or I'm not ready, you are shrinking your potential. You are teaching your mind to take the easy road, to settle for less, to stay stuck. But the opposite is also true. When you decide right now to embrace difficulty, you reclaim power. You force your brain to adapt, to problem solve, to think creatively. You break old patterns of avoidance and build new pathways of courage. You prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort, uncertainty, and the unknown, which are the very elements that create growth. This is not about reckless action or jumping blindly into chaos. It's about recognizing that growth and strength come through challenge and deciding to welcome the lessons that discomfort offers. It's about understanding that every challenge you face is a mirror reflecting your limits and an invitation to push past them. Maybe you've been standing at the edge of a challenge for weeks, months, or even years. That project that scares you, that conversation you've been avoiding, that new skill you've been hesitant to learn, that bold step that feels just out of reach. Whatever it is, it's time to stop hesitating. Because hesitation is a thief. It steals momentum. It feeds doubt. It gives your fear more room to grow. And every time you hesitate, you build a stronger habit of inaction. But here's the reality. The challenge doesn't wait for you to be ready. Life doesn't pause until you feel confident or comfortable. The world moves, and you either move with it or get left behind. There is a kind of magic that happens when you embrace challenge immediately. You disrupt the endless cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. You take back control. You activate a deep inner force that says, I will not be stopped by fear. I will not be defined by hesitation. It's in this moment of decisive action that your mind begins to sharpen like a blade being forged in fire. You become more alert, more focused, more capable. The muscles of your mental toughness grow with every push. Remember, it's not about winning the challenge right away. It's about showing up, ready to fight. It's about the process of confronting difficulty, learning, and adapting. This is where real transformation happens. Imagine your mind as a warrior's sword. If it sits idle, it becomes dull and brittle. But if it faces battle regularly, it becomes resilient, reliable, and sharp. The same goes for your mental strength. When you embrace challenge instantly, you build a new identity. You become someone who faces difficulty head-on, someone who doesn't shrink away from discomfort, someone who uses challenge as fuel rather than an excuse. This identity shift is profound because it rewires how you see yourself. Instead of avoiding pain, you start to see it as a necessary part of growth. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to welcome it as a teacher. Instead of feeling stuck, you activate forward movement. If you want to sharpen your mind, you must act now. Don't wait for inspiration or the perfect conditions. Take a small step today that challenges you. Say the hard truth to someone. Start that project that intimidates you. Push through one moment of discomfort with intention. Every moment you do this, you build momentum. You prove to your brain that you are capable. You create a habit of courage. You break the cycle of fear. Challenges will never disappear. Life will always test you in new ways. But the more you embrace them, the sharper, stronger, and more focused your mind becomes. So the question isn't whether you will face a challenge today. The question is, will you do it now? Or will you let hesitation steal another moment of your life? Choose to face the challenge without delay. Choose to sharpen your mind through action. Choose to become unstoppable. Because when you do, you don't just change your day, you change your life. This is your invitation to step into power, to build mental strength that can't be broken, to live a life defined by action, not fear. Take that step right now, right here. Embrace the challenge and watch your mind sharpen into a weapon that will cut through any obstacle. The time for hesitation is over. Your future demands your courage today. Number 5, strengthen your focus with deep breathing and steady emotional control. Your mind has the incredible power to lead you toward success or drag you into chaos. And how well you control your focus and emotions decides which path you take. The strongest minds don't just work harder. They breathe deeper, hold steady, and control what most people let slip away: their emotional balance. Imagine a moment when your heart races, your thoughts scatter and pressure mounts. You feel overwhelmed, unable to think straight. That moment is the crossroads where many fail. But it's also the exact moment where mental strength is forged, the place where steady breathing and emotional control become your secret weapon. Your breath is the gateway to your mind. It's simple, automatic, yet so powerful. When you learn to harness your breath, you control your nervous system, your stress, and your focus. Breathing deeply activates your body's calm response. It slows your heart, clears your head, and pushes distracting chaos aside. This isn't a trick, it's biology. You can use it anytime, anywhere. Take a deep breath with me now. Feel the air fill your lungs slowly. Notice how your chest expands, your belly rises. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale fully, pushing the tension out of your body. This simple act shifts your state from chaos to control. You are telling your mind, I am here, I am calm, I am focused. Every day life throws distractions and emotional storms your way. A sharp word from a colleague, a problem you didn't expect, an inner doubt that screams louder than your confidence. These are tests of your emotional control. The stronger you get at steadying yourself, the less these storms can shake your focus. Emotional control is not about suppressing feelings or pretending nothing bothers you. It's about recognizing your emotions, accepting them, and choosing your response instead of reacting automatically. It's like holding the reins of a wild horse. You don't try to stop the horse's energy. You guide it where you want to go. The truth is, your focus and your emotions are deeply connected. When emotions run wild, focus scatters. When focus is strong, emotions become tools, not tyrants. The key to mastering this balance lies in breathing and awareness. Start your day with intentional breathing exercises. Don't rush out of bed into the noise. Instead, sit quietly, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Feel each inhale and exhale. As you breathe, bring awareness to your emotions. Notice any tension, worry, or excitement. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment. Then return your focus to your breath. This practice isn't just a morning ritual. It's a foundation for your entire day. When distractions hit, when stress builds, return to your breath. Use it as your anchor. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Your mind learns that no matter what is happening outside, there is a calm place inside you can always return to. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe your thoughts were racing, your heart pounding. What if in that moment you had stopped, taken 3 deep breaths, and steadied your emotions? Would your decisions have been clearer? Would you have handled the situation differently? Probably yes. Focus is the product of consistent effort. It doesn't appear by accident. It is built by simple, steady actions, repeated daily. Deep breathing is the simplest, most effective exercise to build that effort. It requires no tools, no special skills, just your intention to stay present. When your emotions are under control, you notice your energy shifts. You become less reactive. Your mind stops jumping between worries, doubts, and distractions. You start to see things more clearly. This clarity fuels your confidence and your ability to act decisively. You have to remember this. Your emotional reactions are like signals, not commands. They tell you what matters, what hurts, what excites, but they don't have to control your actions. When you breathe deeply, you create space between stimulus and response. That space is where choice lives. It's where you decide what comes next. The power of steady emotional control and deep breathing isn't just theory. It is backed by science. Studies show that slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode. This lowers stress hormones and improves mental clarity. Your brain functions better. You think sharper, and your focus improves. But even more important than science is what you feel when you practice this. You feel stronger, more in command, more alive. Your mind stops wandering. Your body stops shaking with tension. Your spirit settles into a quiet, powerful calm. The greatest achievers across history share one thing in common. They master their mind and emotions before mastering their work. They understand that no plan, no talent, no opportunity can substitute for a calm, focused mind. When you strengthen your focus with deep breathing and emotional control, you take back your power. You refuse to be a victim of your environment or your feelings. You become the commander of your own mind, directing your energy where it matters most. This skill is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It is the difference between running in circles and moving forward with purpose, between reacting to life and shaping it, between feeling overwhelmed and feeling unstoppable. Start now. Breathe deeply. Notice your emotions. Accept them. Then steady your focus with intention. This simple act will build momentum that carries through your entire day, your entire life. You will find that obstacles shrink, challenges become manageable. Your energy rises. You make better decisions. You act with calm confidence even when chaos surrounds you. Your mind is the most valuable tool you will ever have. Sharpen it with steady breath and emotional control. Guard it fiercely. Train it daily. When your focus is strong and your emotions are steady, you win every day, not because life is easier, but because you become stronger. Because you no longer give your power away to fear, frustration, or distraction. This is your moment to reclaim control, to breathe deeply and steady your emotions, to strengthen your focus and move through life with clarity and calm. Do this, practice this, live this, and watch how everything changes. You are capable of mastering your mind. You are capable of mastering your life. The power lies in your breath, in your control, and in your steady focus. Seize it now. Number 6. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with empowering actions today. You are not your negative thoughts, and you never were. You've just been tricked into believing them because you've heard them in your own voice. There's a silent war happening inside your mind right now. Every single day, doubt tries to whisper in your ear, feeding you stories about who you are and what you can't do. These thoughts show up with fake authority, acting like truth. You're not good enough. You'll never figure this out. You always mess things up. They're lies, all of them. But if you don't challenge them, if you don't fight back, they'll own you. They'll limit your future and strangle your potential. You cannot afford to sit back and listen to a voice that works against you. That voice is not your friend. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't want to see you grow. It wants comfort. It wants the easy way out, and it wants to keep you small. But here's the truth that changes everything. You don't have to obey that voice. You can rise. You can act. You can rewrite the story in real time. Think about where your life would be if you replaced every self-doubt with a powerful action. Imagine how different your confidence would be if instead of saying, "I can't," you just tried and kept trying. That's how transformation begins. Not by wishing, not by hoping, but by moving through resistance with defiant action. Your thoughts are not always facts. And when your thoughts are destructive, you owe it to yourself to confront them. Negative thinking is a habit. It becomes automatic if left unchecked. But you are stronger than a habit. You can question it. You can break the pattern. When you hear, "I'm not enough," stop. Ask yourself, is that true? Not emotionally, logically. Look at your past. Look at the times you rose when it hurt. Look at the moments you survived, things you never thought you would. That's not weakness. That's strength in its purest form. So when that lie shows up again, don't believe it. Replace it. Say instead, I've faced worse. I've grown before. I'll grow again. And then act, even if it's small. Action is the antidote to a negative mind. It's how you prove to yourself that your fear is a liar. You don't fix your thoughts by thinking more. You fix them by doing more. Confidence isn't built in your head. It's built through movement, through decisions, through showing up when it's hard and doing it anyway. If you're stuck in a spiral of self-judgment, you're not alone, but you don't have to stay there. The key is to interrupt the cycle. If your mind says you're too far behind, respond with, I'm starting now. If it says you're not talented enough, answer with, watch me get better. And then take the step. The step is everything. The step is your rebellion against fear. You don't wait until the thoughts go away. That's the trap. You move forward with them, screaming. And with each step, their power fades. They lose their grip every time you do what they said you couldn't. Most people live their whole lives chained to their own limiting beliefs. They never test the edges. They never push back. But you're not most people. You're here because something inside you is ready to break free. You're here because you're done settling for the prison of your own mind. You're here to evolve. And evolution starts the moment you take ownership of your thoughts and stop giving them the final word. So what are you thinking right now? Are you doubting your worth? Are you criticizing yourself for past mistakes? Are you replaying old failures? That's okay. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But now that you're aware, now that you've caught the pattern, you get to change the script. Let's flip it. That mistake you keep punishing yourself for, that was a lesson. That failure you can't forget, that was your teacher. That moment of embarrassment, that was your proof that you tried. You are not your past. You are what you choose to become from this moment forward. And becoming starts today, not tomorrow, not when you feel better, not when you've got it all figured out. Right now, today is the only thing that's real. So what are you going to do with it? Start by taking one empowering action, something small, something immediate. Send the email you've been avoiding. Get up and work out. Turn off the distractions. Apologize. Speak up. Say no. Say yes. Pick one thing that feels like growth and do it. That's how you shift your entire mental state. That's how you rebuild belief. Not by overthinking, but by choosing action in the face of doubt. You cannot control every thought that pops into your head, but you can control which ones you feed, which ones you reinforce, which ones you build your life around. Let that be your standard from now on. If a thought weakens you, question it. If a thought strengthens you, act on it. That's the formula. That's the discipline. Eventually, the negative voice will still be there, but it'll be quieter, weaker, because you stopped listening, because you proved it wrong. Again and again and again. And now, it doesn't lead your life. You do. There's nothing more powerful than a person who knows they're in control of their mind. That's the foundation of self-mastery. That's how you go from surviving to thriving. And it's all within your reach. If you choose to stop believing every thought that enters your mind and start becoming the person who takes bold, meaningful action anyway. Let me ask you a question. How long have you been playing small just because a voice in your head said you couldn't do more? How much of your potential have you ignored because you didn't feel ready? Those lies end now, because now you know better. You've got the tools, you've got the awareness, you've got the truth. And the truth is this: you're powerful, you're capable, you're here to grow beyond every limitation. But only if you do what most people won't. Challenge the negativity, reject the fear, and replace it with relentless, courageous action. No one's coming to silence your doubts for you. That job belongs to you. No one's going to do the push-ups for your mind. You have to be the one to show up every day, ready to strengthen your focus and reinforce your belief. And the fastest way to do it, act now, not later. Now, the life you want is on the other side of all the thoughts you've never questioned and the actions you've never taken. So go take them. Don't just listen to this and nod. Do something right now. Move in a way that breaks the chain, because you're not your fear. You're not your past. You're not your doubt. You are potential in motion. You are strength rising. You are clarity being forged in the heat of your own transformation. Don't just think about this. Don't just feel it. Live it. Choose it today. And when that old voice tries to crawl back in and tell you you're not enough, smile, because now you know it's a lie. And now you finally know how to win. Number 7, train yourself to notice growth and celebrate every small victory. You're doing better than you think. You just haven't been taught to notice it. Too often we miss the very progress we're making. Not because it's not there, but because we've been conditioned to only celebrate the big, dramatic moments, the transformation that's obvious, the wins that everyone can see. But what if the most powerful shifts are the ones happening quietly behind the scenes, inside you, where no one's looking but everything's changing? Think about this. How many times have you made it through a difficult moment and immediately moved on like it meant nothing? How often have you held yourself together when it would have been easier to fall apart, but didn't give yourself any credit? That's the problem. You're not broken. You're just unaware of your growth. You've been making moves in silence, improving in ways even you haven't fully seen. But now it's time to wake up to your evolution. It's time to train your eyes to catch the victories that aren't loud. It's time to celebrate the subtle signs of strength that show you're not the same person you used to be. Because growth isn't always visible. Sometimes it looks like choosing peace instead of arguing back. Sometimes it's getting out of bed when your mind told you to stay down. It's showing up when you don't feel like it, pushing yourself one step further when nobody's watching. That's real. That's powerful. That counts. And the moment you start honoring those wins, something changes inside you. You stop waiting to feel like a success and start living like one. Every time you notice your progress, you're reinforcing the truth that you're becoming more. Every time you celebrate a small victory, you're telling your mind, this matters. I matter. I'm proud of myself. That isn't ego. That's emotional fuel. That's psychological momentum. And it's necessary if you want to keep rising. The people who grow the most are not the ones who wait for external validation. They're the ones who learn to recognize the invisible shifts, more patience, sharper focus, stronger discipline, clearer boundaries. These things don't show up in your bank account overnight, but they do build the character required to reach the next level. So take a second right now and ask yourself, what have I overcome this week that I haven't given myself credit for? What decision did I make that protected my energy? Where did I show discipline when no one was applauding? These answers matter more than you think. They're the signs that you're evolving, and if you don't acknowledge them, you'll always feel behind, even when you're actually ahead. There's something psychological that happens when you start keeping score of your own growth. Your mind shifts from survival mode to expansion mode. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you start focusing on what's building. You rewire your thoughts to look for strength, not weakness, progress, not problems. And that switch alone can make the difference between giving up and doubling down. This isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about realizing that even in the chaos, you're getting stronger. Even when things feel heavy, you're still showing up. That's what separates you from your old self. That's what deserves to be celebrated. Not in a way that feeds arrogance, but in a way that fuels belief. Because belief is fragile when it isn't supported by proof. And the proof is already there. You just need to see it. You're building mental toughness every time you keep going without results. You're developing grit every time you act when you don't feel like it. You're becoming someone new in the process of doing hard things. Don't miss that. Don't skip past your own transformation just because it's not loud enough to trend. There's something spiritual about honoring your journey, about giving yourself permission to say, that was hard, and I did it anyway. It strengthens the relationship you have with yourself. It tells your subconscious mind, I see you. I respect the effort you're making. That's where real confidence grows. Not from perfection, but from progress acknowledged. Stop waiting for permission to be proud of yourself. Stop outsourcing your validation to people who don't know your struggle. You've already walked through things that would have broken the version of you from 5 years ago. That deserves recognition. That deserves a pause. That deserves to be remembered when you're feeling stuck. Every day you're faced with a choice to focus on what's wrong or focus on what's better. Most people default to the first and wonder why they feel drained. But the real winners, the ones who last, they choose the second. They look for evidence of progress. They write it down. They internalize it. They let it fuel their next step. And step by step, they build an unshakable mindset. That mindset becomes your advantage because the world will always try to make you feel like you're behind. Social media, comparison, unrealistic timelines, they're all designed to distract you from your own lane. But when you're locked in on your progress, when you're tuned into your wins, the noise fades. You stop chasing approval and start chasing excellence. Quietly, consistently, confidently. And yes, some days you'll fall short. Some days the growth won't be obvious. That's okay. Progress isn't linear. Some steps are sideways. Some steps feel like setbacks. But they all count because they're part of the movement, part of the learning, part of becoming unshakable. So when it feels like you're not moving fast enough, zoom out. Remember where you started. Remember the version of you that didn't have this level of awareness, this kind of clarity, this type of resilience. That person is gone. You've outgrown them. And now it's time to outgrow who you are today. That's what growth is. It's a lifelong practice of leveling up. Not all at once, but one small win at a time. The key is noticing, honoring, celebrating. Not just at the finish line, but every time you rise, every time you reset, every time you keep going. So make it a habit. At the end of every day, ask yourself, what did I do today that showed strength? What am I proud of, even if it's small? What moved me forward, even slightly? Write it down. Say it out loud. Lock it in. This is how you become mentally invincible. This is how you build a fire that doesn't burn out. You keep your wins close. You stack them like bricks. And eventually you create a foundation so solid that nothing can shake it. Not fear, not failure, not doubt. You are the architect of your inner world. You decide what you focus on. You decide what gets your energy. So decide to notice what's right. Decide to honor your effort. Decide to believe that every small victory matters. Because it does. Because each one is evidence that you're becoming who you were always meant to be. Don't just listen to this message. Let it change how you see yourself. Let it shift how you speak to yourself. Let it inspire you to show up tomorrow with even more intention, more awareness, more fire. And tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself just one question. What did I do today that I can be proud of? That one question could change your life forever. Number 8, focus your attention on the present moment to boost performance. You are sabotaging your own success every time your mind drifts away from this very moment. It's so easy to think the key to winning is in the future. Planning the next move, chasing the next goal, worrying about what comes next. But here's the brutal truth. Your greatest power lives right now. The present moment is the only place where real performance happens, where your actions carry meaning, and where your life actually unfolds. If your attention is anywhere else but here, you're giving away your power. Imagine a champion athlete just before the final play. Their entire focus is razor sharp, locked on this exact second. The crowd fades out, the pressure becomes fuel, and time seems to slow down. That intense presence isn't luck. It's mastery over the mind's habit to wander. It's the ability to drown out distractions and sink fully into what matters most. That level of focus turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Why does the present moment hold so much power? Because it's where you can control your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. Past regrets or future anxieties don't live here. They're illusions floating in your mind, stealing energy that should belong to your now. When you learn to anchor yourself in the present, you reclaim control and unleash the performance waiting inside you. The challenge is that your brain is wired for distraction. It's built to jump between memories, worries, plans, and random thoughts. That's how survival worked for our ancestors, scanning for threats and opportunities. But in today's world, this natural habit becomes a trap. When your mind drifts, your body acts on autopilot. Mistakes creep in, and your potential goes untapped. You've probably experienced this feeling. Maybe you've been working hard, but your mind was somewhere else, replaying a conversation, stressing about deadlines, or doubting your ability. The result: tasks took longer, mistakes happened, and frustration built up. You know that wasn't your best. You know you could do better if only you were fully there. Here's the secret that separates top performers from everyone else. They train their attention like a muscle. They develop a discipline to bring their awareness back to the present whenever it wanders. This is not magic or talent. It's practice, repeated moment after moment. It's about choosing where your mind goes instead of letting it roam uncontrolled. Start by noticing when your thoughts drift. This is the first step, awareness. Catch yourself thinking about the past or future, and gently bring your attention back to what's happening right now. Feel the sensations in your body, hear the sounds around you, see the colors and shapes. Ground yourself fully in the reality of this moment. The more you do this, the stronger your focus becomes. You'll find that tasks feel easier, your creativity flows, and your decisions improve. Your energy won't leak away into worry or distraction. Instead, it'll be channeled into the action that moves you forward. This isn't about ignoring your goals or responsibilities. It's about approaching them from a place of clarity and calm. When you're fully present, you see solutions more clearly. You respond instead of react. You engage with purpose, not chaos. One of the most powerful benefits of present moment focus is that it reduces stress. Anxiety often grows in the gap between now and what might happen next. When you collapse that gap by immersing yourself in the current experience, the grip of fear loosens. You feel more grounded, more capable, more alive. Let me tell you about a young artist who struggled with overwhelm. She was constantly worried about her career, her future, and whether she was good enough. Every day was a battle of doubts and distractions. But when she learned to focus on the process of creating, the brush in her hand, the colors on the canvas, something shifted. She stopped living in her head and started living through her work. Her performance soared, and with it, her confidence. You can apply this in any area of your life. Whether you're at work, exercising, studying, or spending time with loved ones, being fully present transforms ordinary moments into breakthroughs. It's how you turn potential into progress. Now, this takes training. Your mind will resist. It will pull you back into old patterns of distraction. When this happens, don't fight yourself. Simply notice the drift and return your attention gently. Each time you do, you're strengthening your ability to stay focused. It's like building a habit of presence that rewires your brain. Over time, this will feel natural. Your attention will become your ally instead of your enemy. You'll discover a flow state where everything clicks into place. Challenges will become opportunities to deepen your focus and expand your performance. Here's a powerful exercise to start. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Sit quietly, close your eyes if you want, and focus solely on your breath. Notice the sensation of air moving in and out. When your mind wanders, bring it back without judgment. Do this every day. It's a simple habit that rewires your ability to live in the moment. But don't stop there. Bring this awareness into your daily activities. When you eat, really taste your food. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you work, focus completely on the task at hand. This trains your mind to resist distraction and unlock your fullest capacity. You're not meant to be a slave to your thoughts or worries. You were born to thrive in this moment. When you harness the power of presence, you become unstoppable. Your performance isn't a matter of luck or circumstance. It's a reflection of your attention. So ask yourself, where is my focus right now? Is it on what I'm doing or somewhere else? What would change if I fully immersed myself in this moment? How much better could I perform if I stopped giving my energy away? This is your invitation to reclaim your power, to stop drifting through your life on autopilot and start showing up with intention, clarity, and strength. The difference between average and extraordinary lives in your ability to focus on the here and now. Don't wait for the perfect conditions or motivation to strike. Start with this moment. Right now, breathe, feel, focus. This simple shift could transform your results more than anything else you do today. And when you make presence your practice, you're not just boosting your performance, you're changing your relationship with life itself. You become more calm, more creative, more resilient. You become the person who masters their mind, not the other way around. This is how greatness is built, moment by moment, breath by breath, choice by choice. So get ready to take control, to sharpen your focus and unlock your highest potential. The moment to start is now. Don't let it slip away. Begin today by committing to the present moment with unwavering attention. Watch how everything changes when you do. Your future self will thank you. Number 9, choose empowering beliefs and refuse to accept self-doubt anymore. Stop letting doubt dictate your story, because the moment you choose belief over fear, you rewrite everything. Self-doubt isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's a silent thief that steals your confidence, your dreams, and your potential. It creeps in disguised as caution, as realism. But deep down, it's a prison built by your own mind, limiting what you dare to try. If you have ever felt that whisper inside telling you you're not good enough, not worthy, or bound to fail, know this: those thoughts are not truth. They are the enemy standing between you and the life you deserve. Every remarkable person you admire has faced that same shadow. What separates them is the refusal to accept self-doubt as fact. They understand that beliefs are not just ideas floating in the air. They are forces that shape how we act, what we attempt, and ultimately who we become. When you adopt empowering beliefs, you create a foundation strong enough to build unstoppable momentum. It begins with awareness. Notice the voice inside that questions you. Instead of believing it blindly, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought based on reality or just fear disguised as logic? Often self-doubt is fueled by past failures or criticism, but holding on to those stories keeps you stuck. You can't change what happened before, but you can choose how it defines you today. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones labeled, "I can't, I'm not enough. What if I fail?" Every step feels heavier. Now picture dropping those stones one by one, replacing them with words like, "I will try. I am capable. Failure is growth." This shift isn't just poetic. It rewires your brain, rewrites your narrative, and frees you to move forward with courage. But belief isn't just positive thinking. It's commitment backed by action. When you say, "I am worthy of success," you must live in a way that honors that truth. Show up, even when fear whispers you should hide. Take risks, even when uncertainty threatens. Every small step forward strengthens your belief muscles, making self-doubt's voice weaker and more distant. Look back on moments when you surprised yourself, times you succeeded despite hesitation or fear. Those experiences are proof you already possess the power to overcome doubt. Let them remind you that you have a history of resilience, and that the future is yours to shape with intentional belief. It's also critical to recognize the company you keep. Surround yourself with voices that lift you, not ones that reinforce insecurities. Toxic environments and negative influences fuel self-doubt faster than you can imagine. Choose relationships and communities that challenge you to grow, that celebrate your wins, and that see your potential even when you struggle to see it yourself. Every belief you hold acts like a lens through which you view your life. A disempowering lens narrows your vision, traps you in fear, and keeps you small. An empowering lens expands your horizon, reveals new possibilities, and unlocks hidden strengths. The good news is you can change the lens anytime you decide to. This isn't about pretending or denying reality. It's about choosing to interpret your experiences in ways that serve your growth. Remember, self-doubt is often a habit rather than a fact. It's a pattern your mind repeats out of habit, feeding itself with old stories and fears. Breaking that habit requires vigilance and practice. Each time doubt surfaces, confront it. Replace it consciously with affirmations rooted in truth. Over time, these affirmations will become your new automatic thoughts. Think of belief as your internal armor. Without it, every challenge feels like a crushing blow. With it, obstacles become opportunities to test your strength. You won't avoid failure, but failure won't stop you. Instead, it will teach you, refine you, and prepare you for bigger victories. Consider the story of a man who dreamed of starting his own business, but was paralyzed by fear of rejection and failure. Every time doubt crept in, he wrote down a new belief to replace it. "I am capable of learning. I deserve success." Every setback is a setup for a comeback. With each belief, he took a bold step forward. Today, his company thrives because he refused to let self-doubt win. You have that same power within you. Your mind is a garden, and your beliefs are the seeds. What you choose to plant and nurture will grow. Plant seeds of courage, resilience, and worthiness. Water them daily with action and positive reinforcement. Pull out the weeds of self-doubt before they choke your progress. This journey isn't easy. No meaningful change ever is. You'll face moments when doubt screams louder, when fear tries to pull you back. Those moments are tests, not punishments. How you respond defines your path. Will you retreat into old beliefs, or will you choose to rise with new ones? The difference is your decision. You hold the pen to your story. Decide right now that you refuse to accept self-doubt as a permanent resident in your mind. Evict it with deliberate belief. Invite confidence, courage, and clarity to take its place. Every morning, before the chaos of the day sets in, remind yourself, I am more than my fears. I am the architect of my future. I choose beliefs that empower me to act, to grow, to succeed. This choice isn't just a mental exercise. It transforms how you live. It changes how you talk to yourself, how you approach challenges, how you envision what's possible. It aligns your mind with your deepest desires. And when self-doubt tries to sneak back in, remember this: it only has as much power as you give it. Refuse to feed it. Instead, feed your belief with evidence of your strength, your past wins, your progress. Keep a journal of victories, no matter how small. Let it be a constant reminder that you are capable. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The choice is yours every moment of every day. Empower yourself by consciously selecting beliefs that propel you forward. Build a fortress of faith in your abilities that no doubt can penetrate. Imagine the life you want. The confidence you need to reach it already exists within you. It's waiting to be claimed by the beliefs you decide to own. Now is the time to make that claim. Refuse to settle for less than your potential. Choose belief over fear. Choose action over hesitation. Choose empowerment over self-doubt. The future you want depends on the beliefs you hold today. Let those beliefs be strong, clear, and unshakable. Stand up. Speak out. Believe fiercely. Your greatest victory begins with the conviction that you are worthy and capable beyond measure. Take this moment to commit. No more accepting self-doubt. Only empowering beliefs moving forward. This is your turning point. Step into your power and watch how your life transforms. Number 10. Speak positive affirmations aloud and feel confidence rise inside. Say this with me: I am enough. Feel the power of those words ignite something inside you right now. This is not just a phrase. It's a key unlocking confidence that's already been waiting for you, trapped beneath layers of doubt and hesitation. The moment you speak positive affirmations aloud, you shift something fundamental in your mind and body. It's as if you're waking a giant sleeping inside, calling it forth to stand up and claim its power. Many people underestimate the sheer force that comes from simply hearing your own voice declare your strength. When those words leave your lips, they bypass intellectual resistance and seep directly into your subconscious, planting seeds that grow roots deep and strong. This is where transformation begins, not with grand plans or external validation, but with the sound of your own conviction. Imagine waking up each morning and telling yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am unstoppable. Feel how the tone of your voice carries not just words, but energy. It's different when you say it out loud versus just thinking it silently. Speaking positive affirmations breaks the cycle of negative self-talk that most people live under without even realizing. It interrupts that familiar narrative of limitation and replaces it with a new reality you are creating in real time. This practice taps into a deep psychological truth. What we repeatedly tell ourselves shapes our identity. The mind doesn't differentiate well between what's spoken aloud and what's truly real. When you affirm your value and abilities, you are programming your brain for confidence. Over time, your brain starts acting on those new beliefs automatically, guiding your actions, choices, and responses to life's challenges. Confidence isn't something you find externally. It's cultivated internally. Positive affirmations act like training sessions for your self-belief. Each time you vocalize, I can handle this, or I deserve success, you're strengthening the neural pathways that support resilience and courage. Your body responds too. Your posture straightens, your heart rate steadies, and your entire presence shifts. This is not magic. It's science in motion. Many successful individuals have sworn by this technique. Before interviews, performances, or critical moments, they quietly speak affirmations to center themselves. These aren't empty words, but powerful reminders of who they are, beneath fear and uncertainty. If you doubt it works, think about the last time you felt truly confident. Chances are, you weren't just thinking positively. You were embodying it in your tone, your breath, your presence. The beauty of affirmations is that they can be customized for your deepest needs. If fear holds you back, say, I am fearless in pursuit of my goals. If insecurity clouds your mind, affirm, I am proud of my progress and capable of more. The key is repetition and sincerity. Your voice must carry belief, even if it feels foreign at first. That voice is your anchor, your truth, your catalyst. Don't wait for external circumstances to feel worthy or confident. Your spoken words create an internal environment that invites success. By cultivating this habit daily, you train your mind to expect strength and your body to reflect it naturally. You'll start to notice subtle changes. Hesitation melts away, decisions become clearer, and interactions grow easier. Let me tell you a story about a young woman who struggled with self-worth. Each day she faced the mirror and muttered words that felt awkward and forced. I am enough. I am worthy. It wasn't instant, but gradually those affirmations began to alter how she saw herself. Confidence blossomed where doubt once lived. Opportunities that felt impossible before became reachable. Speaking aloud became her secret weapon, her quiet rebellion against fear. This process requires vulnerability. Speaking your truth into the world, starting with yourself, is an act of bravery. It means standing up to the internal critic that screams, "You're not good enough," and drowning it out with a louder, kinder voice. Positive affirmations do not erase struggle or pain, but they equip you with armor to face them with a new mindset. Consider how your body reacts when you speak affirmations. Your voice resonates, your chest expands, and your breathing deepens. This physiological response is linked to confidence. The simple act of vocalizing positive statements influences your nervous system, calming anxiety and heightening focus. It's a full mind-body experience, one that rewires the automatic patterns holding you back. If you ever catch yourself thinking, "This feels silly," that's exactly why you must continue. Change often feels uncomfortable at first. New habits disrupt old neural networks, and the brain resists until it realizes the new pattern is safer and stronger. Persisting through discomfort is part of growth. Each affirmation spoken aloud chips away at limiting beliefs and builds a fortress of self-assurance. You don't need a perfect voice or grand stage. Your affirmations can be whispered on a quiet morning, declared in the shower, or shouted into a pillow on a tough day. What matters is the consistency and the heartfelt belief behind each phrase. Your voice is a tool, a powerful, accessible resource.